Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zoellner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Kline started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Doing the bullpens, feeling the floor.
All right, Carter, for anybody who's listening today, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can follow along on page 8 of my newest book. I believe this is my 21st book here, so page 8 of my newest book. And the book is called A Millionaire's Guide to How to Become Sustainably Rich. Let me pull it up here for you so you can see it, folks. Again, you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. Let me go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. I'm testing the link. I'm testing it. I'm clicking enter. Boom, I'm there. And you can download the newest book there called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. You can get this book here. And we're going to go to page 8 of this book. If you're scoring along at home, page 8. And on page 8 of this book, you will see a success story of one of our clients called Back to Basics Builders. Their website is homeremodelingmilwaukee.com. It's Back to Basics Builders. And in 2019, Carter, if you can read the numbers to us real quick. Here, read the numbers. What kind of sales did he do in 2019?
$191,017.96.
And what kind of sales did he do in 2020?
$646,514.25.
And what kind of sales did he do in 2021?
$1,075,799.44.
And what kind of sales did he do in 2022?
$1,900,767,000.09.
And somebody says, I need to see that because I'm driving my car right now. I need to pull over and look at that because the numbers, a lot of numbers coming in quickly. So I'm going to pull it up. And again, folks, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download the book here. This is the cover of the book right here. This is the cover of the book. Okay. That's the cover. And we're going to go, what page was that, Carter?
Page 8.
Page 8. And again, we're talking about by the small details are what's needed to make big success possible. That's what we're talking about today. That's why I'm focusing on the small details. We're zooming in here, folks. Here we go. And that was page number what, Carter?
8.
Oh, there it is. Page number 8. There it is. Page number 8. Looking great. That company's homeremodelingmilwaukee.com. Now, you look here. The business had 191,000 sales in 2019. Carter, if you to describe how much bigger that little red bar is, from 2019 to 2020.
It's significantly bigger. It looks more than 3 times the size of the original Rich one.
And then you look at the next, the red bar. I know today's guest, for today's guest, this stuff is below him. It's beneath him.
Okay.
But for me, this is above me. This is, look, how much bigger is the bar, you think?
21 looks roughly 55% bigger than 2020.
2022, is that bar bigger still? How would you describe it?
Even bigger. Yeah, that's significantly bigger.
So the question is, Matt and Carter, if I want to have big success, why do I have to focus on small details? That's the question. The question, the small details. So let's say, Matt Kline, that somebody goes up to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh, and they talk to you and they become an OxyFresh owner. They're an OxyFresh franchise owner. They go to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh. They reach out. You guys talk. They do a discovery day. It seems affordable. It's a good fit. They travel out to Denver. They do the discovery day. They meet with you. Matt, at the end of the day, after somebody decides an OxyFresh is a good fit, walk us through some of the small details that somebody has to do right out the gate if they want to have success.
Yeah, well, one is you got to essentially get all your ducks in a row when it comes to your business, right? You have to make sure that your insurance is there and your Google pages are set up correctly, and you actually have the ability to take money from your customers, right? Like it's just every little piece that you wouldn't typically think about. You might say, well, I got my equipment, I got a truck. Let's go out and do jobs, right? But it's like, is that vehicle insured? Is your marketing out? Do you have all your infrastructure set up? Is somebody answering the phones for you? Is your marketing actually out there in a way that you can actually back that up and do what you say you're going to be doing? And so that's why we have an entire coaching program for people that lasts at least 6 months of, intense one-on-one training, because, people might run a company before, but this is different. And we want them to be very much in tune with how they can be successful. And you're right, all the small little things add up to whether the business is going to be successful enough.
Now, I'm gonna obsess on the small details here. I'm just going to obsess because, again, that's really what coaching is all about, in my opinion. That's what it is. It's about making sure that you execute the small stuff so you can have big success. So I'm just putting a couple details here. You got to set up a Google Map. Now, Carter, you've worked with adults who are in their 40s and 50s and 30s, good people.
Oh, yeah.
Where do people get hung up on setting up a Google Map?
Just like details. I mean, having the right link to the website, it sounds like such a minor thing, but I mean, it's huge. I mean, you want that content to count for, your Google search history. You want your hours of operation to be, valid. You want the phone number on there to be valid. So, I mean, just checking everything and making sure that's in place.
Now, Matt, if I go here, I type in carpet cleaning quotes. I'm not going to brag on Matt too much, but OxyFresh is one of the highest rated and most reviewed businesses in the world. Now, other planets might have more reviews. There could be other carpet cleaning companies on other planets, and we don't know.
Right.
I mean, it's a strange time, right? I mean,
right.
Would it be shocking if somebody unzipped their face and they said, "Hey, I'm here from Mars, and I have a carpet cleaning company, and I have 255,000 reviews"? I go, well, that seems par for the course this year. But Matt Kline, OxyFresh has 241,000 Google reviews. Nearly all of them are 5-star reviews, and someone goes, "I want to be." Someone says, "I want to be the next OxyFresh, baby." Woo! Yes, they just watched all of the Tony Robbins videos in a row. Hot calls, baby. This is my year. 2023 is the year of me. Ow! Yes. And then you go, you still got to set up your Google Map. I mean, Matt, talk to me about that, because there's a little bit of that going on where someone's so fired up, but they got to do the details.
Well, I mean, we basically realized a long time ago that if we rely on our franchisees' ability to build their website and Google page, we're completely doomed, right? That's why we have an entire team that will set them up perfectly for you. Set up your website, connect it to your Google page, make sure you have a local phone number because you are a local business. Make sure that everything on our end that we can automate is automated for you, because if we can allow our franchisees, for instance, to focus just on the task of getting reviews, their road to success is a lot smoother, right? Because they don't have to have a background on developing a website. They don't have to have the ability to try to figure out how to build a Google page and how to link them together and how many pieces of content has to be linked to the city and the industry. I mean, we do all of that for you. I mean, I have 7 Google pages all ranking in the top 3 in very competitive markets where I'm at. But I never built a Google page. I don't know how to do that.
But you have a team that does it.
We have a team that does it to spec off of what's required for us to rank high.
Now, I'm going to walk you through this, folks. And again, this is the kind of stuff that we teach at our workshops. This is the kind of stuff that Matt Kline teaches. If you go out to Denver for a discovery day, they teach you this, okay? But step 1, you got to set up the Google Map. And someone says, how do I do that? Now, let me just walk you through. I'm just going to walk people through what I'm talking about. This is the details that make the difference, okay? So we're going to go up here to Google incognito mode, okay? And we say, Google My Business. Google, whose business? My business. You go to Google My Business, and you go set up that Google My Business profile. Now, when you go to set that up, Google's going to ask you for stuff. A lot of times they want to see, do you have a physical office? And if you're going to be like a remote business or like a van-based business or a truck-based business like OxyFresh, they want to see what's your business address. A lot of times they want to see proof of insurance. A lot of times they want to see the actual documentation that shows your business is set up. There's a lot of things they want to see. And Carter, if you don't focus on the details, theoretically, how long could it take to set up a Google map? I mean, if you just are just, woo, I don't have time for the details, baby. I'm focused on the big goals. I don't got time for the details. I'm focused on the big goals. How long could it take?
I mean, it could take forever. If you let it drift and it just never gets done, then it just doesn't get done.
Matt, have you ever seen somebody, and I'm not saying an oxyfresh hunter, but just people you know, you ever seen somebody try to focus they're like they say, I'm focused on the big goal, man. I don't have time for the details, to the point where it takes forever to get the small details done?
Well, I have the fortune of looking at every single area in the country over the last 10 years and the Google pages within each city. And I can tell you that 99% of the people that we compete with have not done their homework and or know how to set up Google pages. Because on a Google page, only 3 results show up organically, right? And in our industry, there's usually 200 carpet cleaners in every city, right? And so when we look at that, pages aren't built right. They're not linked correctly. They don't have the right amount of content. Some people don't have a website. A lot of people don't have a website, right? There's no call to action. So it's not just about like their inability to get up off the couch and build it. It's like even those that are actually actively building them are building them incorrectly.
There it is.
And that's why they might have 50 reviews on Google, but they rank 30th on their page. It's because all their effort's there, but their knowledge is not. Or even their knowledge is there, but their effort's not. And so, that's why, again, I go back to, instead of us saying, hey, new franchisee, here's what you need to do, build a Google page. Like, that's a very inefficient thing for us. So instead of that, we have all the automation skills to build it for them. Because just like you're saying, like, you guys are experts on building Google pages, but it's going to take someone a heck of a long time to figure out all the ins and outs, because Google doesn't give you a list of things you have to do perfectly online.
There it is.
Right.
Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to queue up what I believe to be the perfect music to teach this next point here. And someone says, Clay, why don't you have a Google YouTube paid account? It's because I keep being banned off of YouTube. That's why. Okay, folks. So we have to wait a little bit. Okay. You start talking about ivermectin, you get banned. That's what it is. You can't be doing that. You can't be. Here he is. Now, I'd like, Carter, I want you to read this motivational quote here.
Okay.
And as you read it, I'm going to provide the echoes needed to make this really resonate. This is the quote you're reading. This is Brian Tracy in the background. This guy's kind of disturbing me a little bit. I'm going to try a different music. I didn't like that guy. He was freaking me out a little bit. Okay, let me try this one. Here we go. This is probably better. Okay, hurry. Okay, so Carter, you read the quote. I'll provide the echoes, please.
All right. No one lives long enough to learn everything. They need to learn starting from scratch. To be successful, we absolutely, positively have to find people who have already paid the price to learn the things that we need to learn to achieve our goals. Brian Tracy.
Carter, read it again, please. I want to let it soak in. Because a lot of times people, they're driving their car, they're distracted by the echoes.
Right.
Just read it again, please. Carter.
I'm better at reading. It's just tough with the echoes. So it's just don't judge me.
Yeah, read it.
All right.
With some real passion, though, like Jake's style, like sweaty, where you just go for it.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
No one lives long enough to learn everything. They need to learn starting from scratch. To be successful, we absolutely, positively have to find people who have already paid the price to learn the things that we need to learn to achieve our goals. Brian Tracy.
No. This is big though, because I'm going to walk you through all the stuff you have to do to optimize your website real quick, okay? Mm-hmm. Or you can have OxyFresh do it for you if you're a franchisee, okay? First off, your website has to be what you would call canonically compliant, or it has to check all the boxes that Google wants, okay? Mm-hmm. Then on every single page of your website, you have to have the right title tag, okay? You have to have the right description. And someone says, what's that? See, this is the whole thing. Then you have to have the right keyword. All right. Then you have to have the most original HTML content. So what's HTML? It's hypertext markup language content per page. And then once you do all that, if you do it right, you have to have a proper XML sitemap. And after you have a proper XML sitemap, you have to have a proper HTML sitemap. And after you do that, in the event that you do that, Matt, you have to have a call to action that makes sense. A hot no-brainer. Then you have to have retargeting ads that work and follow people around the internet. Then you have to have right targeting ads. And you go on and on this big old list. And I think both people go, and then they just, I want to be successful. Don't got time for the details. That's why I love OxyFresh. That's why I think our conferences are so effective, is because we focus on those details. And I just encourage everybody today, detail number one, I want to put in your brain. If you want to download the book we're teaching from today, this book here, this big stack of stuff, I mean, it's hundreds of pages of all the details of how to optimize your website. All the secrets are here. You can download that at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. That's how you do it. But you got to go to that specific URL. You can't go to a different one that's kind of close, because unless we're playing with hand grenades, you're not going to get there. You see what I'm saying? And if you are playing with hand grenades while surfing the internet, that's probably a dangerous thing. So, Matt, for somebody out there that says, man, all this stuff to grow my business, it's just overwhelming, but I'm willing to put in the effort. I mean, you're going to walk people through, correct me if I'm wrong, setting up their insurance, setting up their bank account, linking up their payment processing, setting up their social media accounts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You have a huge punch list for new franchisees. Am I correct, Matt?
Yeah, you're right. It is actually really difficult. And we acknowledge that. And we realize that if we relied on people's success and just gave them a list of things to do, it would be very hard. It would take a long time. So we have the systems in place, just like you're saying. We're going to walk you through an onboarding process. There's not going to be any stone unturned. We're going to do every single thing it's going to take to get your business first in compliance, ready to start making money. And then we're going to work on actually the process of making money, which one is marketing, then your social media, your training, making sure you're doing all of those things. But yeah, I mean, again, I've never built a Google page. I've never built a website, but my personal franchise ranks in the top 3 in 7 different major cities. That is because of OxyFresh's ability to build it for me and my ability to get the right amount of reviews per area. Simple as that. If I had to also do all of the stuff on the back end, I would mightily struggle, because I would have to spend my time, instead of actually doing things that make me money, on just being able to build those things, which I'd have to start from scratch.
I would say, unless you're a proctologist, you probably don't want to spend a lot of time on the back end.
Nope.
That's probably not. So you want, someone says, I don't get it. It's okay. We just look it up. It'll be funny tomorrow. Okay. But the point is, now, if you own a business, okay, and I'm just trying to give you some examples, all right? So one of our clients we work with is called PMH OKC, another incredible brand. We happen to be talking to the franchise brand developer for this company, OxyFresh. OxyFresh, PMH OKC, every brand that I work with, and every brand, the amount of work that OxyFresh puts into making sure they track where people click on the website, where they go, what the conversion rates are, that's the kind of stuff that you get if you're buying a franchise. And that's the kind of stuff you don't get if either A, you're not intentional about what you're doing, or B, you don't have proper coaching. So if you're out there today and you're going, man, I want to have a business that works, and I want to have these systems in play working for you, you got 2 options I can give you today, 2 solutions. One, if you come out to one of our in-person workshops, our next one, Carter, is coming up. We do them every 2 months. So you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you click on the conferences button, you can see when the next one's coming up. We take 2 days and we teach you. It's like 16 hours, 17 hours of training. You can ask questions. It really is an interactive thing. People leave the events and they say, man, I learned so much. Or you could learn from scratch. And I'm telling you this, that's going to take a while. Option 2, you could look into a franchise. Now, I happen to have a bias towards OxyFresh. I've known Jonathan Barnett, the founder of the business, for over 20 years. I believe strongly in Matt Kline and the entire team at OxyFresh. I've seen the success. I've seen people that have come in with, Matt, a high desire for success and a low technical skill set. And I've seen them have massive success. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with our clients. I gave you an example today, folks, on today's show, where we try to take, and that's what we do here at the Thrivetime shows, we try to take this complicated thing called success and make it doable. We want to make it implementable so everybody out there can have massive success. I shared with you the story today this is home remodeling Milwaukee.com, back to basics builders. And if you're looking to have that kind of success, if you feel stuck, you got to take a step, because the time will never be just right. You got to act now. So, Matt, if people out there, if they go to oxyfresh.com and they want to schedule a consultation, what happens next, sir?
Yeah, so you're going to either speak to myself, Andy Mathrin, or Mike Burton, or all developers here that specifically focus on getting people through the evaluation and validation of OxyFresh. They also own their own franchises. So the first conversation is just going to be, who are you? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your background? Where do you live? what territories are open, and who we are as a company, right? And then what'll happen from there is if there's some synergy, we'll go into more in-depth screen share where we go through specifics of marketing and territory. We go through the software package and make sure that you can actually understand how to leverage that to run your day. So we're going to take you the entire process. Some people take a month and a half to go through that. Some people take 6 months, right? Depending on the person, we will cater that entire process to them.
And Carter, you talk to a lot of wonderful people, you and the team of people that want to become potentially consulting clients because they want to have the success that we're seeing here with somebody like Joe Burby. And if they go to thrivetimeshow.com and they fill out the form, so it's thrivetimeshow.com, and you go here and you schedule a 13-point assessment, what happens next, Carter?
Well, we're going to get your information. We're going to give you a call and walk you through some stuff, and then we'll get you booked on Clay's calendar, and you take it from there.
And again, I'm telling you, folks, I just want everyone to not be stuck. So if you're listening today and you feel stuck and you say, I own an existing company and I don't know what to do to grow my business, just go to thrivetimeshow.com, schedule a free consultation today. Come out to a workshop. We allow you to name your price. So if you're in a tough spot, you can pay whatever price you want to pay, or $250 for a full price ticket, or go to thrivetimeshow.com. You can learn more about the coaching. Or I strongly recommend you also go to oxyfresh.com. You can learn more about buying an OxyFresh franchise. And if you already have your own business, an OxyFresh is a great way to make other passive income as well. Matt Kline, how many locations do you have of OxyFresh?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Or OxyFresh as a whole?
You personally.
So I personally own 2 territories in northern Colorado. 2
territories. And how many locations does OxyFresh have open?
About 300 territories left open.
How many carpets did you clean today, roughly, if you add it up, round it up, rough math, just kind of.
About 10 customers today.
How many carpets did you clean today?
I did about,
What about yesterday?
My employees did all the cleaning.
What about yesterday?
Well, I can make this really easy. In 7 years, I've never cleaned one.
So you're saying you don't clean carpets?
Technician in America.
So you're saying you don't clean carpets? Is that what you're trying to say?
I am. I don't live in my territory. It'd be, impossible for me to do that. I'm an hour and a half away at OxyFresh headquarters in Lakewood, Colorado. My franchise are in Boulder all the way to Fort Collins, which are quite a distance away from me. So I can't do that. I can't.
So again, if you're trying to achieve time freedom and financial freedom, one way to do it is by buying an OxyFresh, and other ways to come out to one of our workshops. Matt Kline, I don't have you on the show just because your hair is incredible, but your hair is incredible, and I have you on the show. Thank you so much, sir. I really do appreciate you.
Fellas, I appreciate anyone out there. Just let us know. We'd love to take you through the process.
Folks, and if you're out there, wanting to spend a lot of time on the back end, you might want to look into a career as a proctologist. But if you don't, you can go to oxyfresh.com, and they handle most of the back end work for you. Matt, thank you so much. I do appreciate you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us. And it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing, and Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zoellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zoellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.